Good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. Feels like an odd day. I've been on vacation, and for every year since I've been district judge, I've taken these 2 weeks of vacation in August to July, and I'm really enjoying it. It's been very hot, except for the smoke. I'll come in on the second Tuesday to do landlord-tenant matters, other matters, and sobriety court. Judge Pattison will be using the big courtroom this morning, so I'm in the tiny desk concert. Don't prefer this courtroom. I didn't know it till 1 minute to 8 that I was going to be in here. So we're back. We've got a very, very full morning. Some criminal matters and a full landlord-tenant docket. I would say this is practicing for my retirement, which would be really easy if it's warm and sunny. Anyway, today's first line is easy. The song is good. You might not know it, but it's worth listening to in our shared moment of humanity. 7 turns on the highway, 7 rivers to cross. Sometimes you feel like you could fly away. Sometimes you get lost. And sometimes in the dark of night, you see the crossroads sign. One way is the morning light. You got to make up your mind. Anyway, thank you all for saying good morning. It is a beautiful day, great to be alive. I was all discombobulated in my own courtroom. Other judges have been using it in my absence, and we're all reconfigured, and stuff was shut off, and the desk was messy, and my sign was gone. Ooh, I'm a creature of habit. Well, this is Judge Pattison's normal hearing room. He's using the large courtroom today because he has criminal arraignments and he has about 10. So 1 minute to 8, they told me I would be using this. But he needs the big room. He's got real customers. Most everybody here will be virtual today.
Are you saying I'm not a real customer, Judge? I am not feeling the love here. I am not feeling the love.
Let's just say you're not here in person.
Okay, there you go.
I was a little surprised. Jay Baig was here last time, and I'd never seen him for your firm before. And he did a creditable job, but we continued a number of these. The first one is Walnut Meadows versus Diana Villa Vincenzo. File number is 261171LT. The arrearage was substantial. Total was $3555.09. She indicated she was going to pay and expected that she would pay in full by today's date. What do we know at this time?
As it stands right now, I'm still looking at that same balance that you listed just a moment ago. So I don't know if she is planning on paying today. I haven't heard from the tenant. So, and the note I got from the other the sub attorney was that she would pay before the next hearing. So, at this point, I would just seek a default possession judgment.
Hi, is Diana Villa Vincenzo checked in? All right, thank you. Bye. All right, the numbers would appear to be the same. Rent is $3,315.
You want to be on the record?
Sorry about that. This is Walnut Meadows versus Diana Villa Vincenzo. File number is 261171. Mr. Tyrone Freeman is here on behalf of the plaintiff Walnut Meadows. The defendant is not here. We were here on July 6th, which was 15 days ago. The defendant indicated she intended to pay the rent expeditiously and expected the rent would be paid by today. The defendant is not here, and Mr. Freeman says she's not paid the rent. So she has 10 days. The amount of rent through July is $3,315. Court costs are $240.09 for a total of $3,555.09. 10 days from today would be July 31st.
And Your Honor, I just realized there was a money judgment request in this, but I'm sorry I have not done the proration just yet.
Well, that would go through the end of the month. I'll just do the entire amount.
That's kind of what I'm thinking because the 10 days falls out on that. So all right, I'll do the same amount on that. And I will send this judgment in as soon as we're done.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Flowers is here. Our next matter is Walnut Meadows versus Jasmine Flowers. The file number is 261174LT. This also was adjourned much longer than I would like, 15 days. That's why I come in on this vacation day to try to keep the landlord-tenant docket moving. Good morning, Ms. Flowers. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, this esteemed gentleman is Mr. Tyrone Freeman. He represents Walnut Meadows. When we were here last, we determined that rent through July was $2,346.95. Court costs were $240.09, and the total amount of rent through July was $2,587.04. You indicated you got a new job at Amazon and you were going to try to catch up on the rent. Mr. Freeman, what's the status here today?
Your Honor, I am still looking at that same ledger balance, $2346.95. Court costs $240.09 for a total $2,587.04. And if Miss Flowers has made a payment, yesterday afternoon, I might not have that yet, but I got the ledger yesterday.
Miss Flowers, what's your position here?
I talked to her and she's allowing me to do weekly payments as long as I keep them reoccurring. She said it's okay if I pay it off.
Well, have you made a payment yet?
Yes.
When did you make your last payment?
I get paid every Tuesday, so I made that payment today, actually, this morning.
All right, then it hasn't registered yet. All right, I'm going to use these numbers, Mr. Freeman, $2,346.95, 24009 in cost for a total of $2,587.04. On the information line, put defendant shall receive credit for any payments made. I told you last time, and I'll repeat it, your landlord has 56 days from the day to ask for the writ of eviction and 56 more days to serve it, which gives them 112 days from today to try to get caught up on this. They don't have to do that.
And Ms. Flowers, how much did you pay today, Ms. Flowers, and what was the weekly payment arrangement that you reached with management? Because for some reason I haven't heard from management about this yet, so I don't know any of the details.
I made a payment of $600.
Okay.
And then we never made a payment arrangement. She just said to continue paying it weekly and to be persistent with it.
And who were you speaking with at management? Was that Judy?
Yes.
Okay. Generally, we don't do a wide open payment arrangement like that. I advise all my clients against that. I want a dollar amount and a date. I want what date, what dollar amount are you going to be making? So I don't know. I'll circle back around and reach out to Judy and talk to her about that. But I would think that she would want something.
All right. Well, what this judgment,
and talk to her about that. But I would think that she would want something.
all right, well, what this judgment is going to say, Ms. Flowers, is you owe $2,587.04 by the end of the month, or you're subject to being evicted. If we take $600 off of that, that would be $1,987.04. And then on August 1st, August rent is due. And your rent is $850 a month. So you won't even really be very much caught up. We met on July 6th. There were several Tuesdays in between there, and you didn't make a payment until today. So there's nothing formal about any agreement. You're representing that she told you this, and I don't disbelieve it necessarily, but there's nothing in writing, there's nothing confirmed. So by true operation of law, you have to pay this entire amount or you're subject to being evicted. If you are evicted and you do move, you need to turn in your keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving. That triggers the security deposit law. And this case would also have a money judgment indicating that you owe that amount of money. So it's important that you get something in writing confirming that agreement.
Okay.
And continue, but right now, $600 a week isn't gonna get you caught up. Your rent is $850 a month. I guess if you paid $600 every week, it would catch up pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And Ms. Flowers, what I'll do is I'll reach out to Judy about this and explain to her the same thing the judge is explaining to you, and that is the judgment gives 10 days. All judgments give 10 days. But if the landlord and the tenant wish to make an arrangement like what you're talking about, they can do that, but it's a good idea to have it in writing.
Okay.
It sounds like it's $600 a week. I have to do the math here, but you'll get it caught up within those 56 days, won't you? I mean,
Yes.
Yes, I think that would catch it up by the end of August, I think.
4.3 weeks. So yeah, by the end of okay, so yeah, so that's a workable solution. I'll just tell Judy to send you something in like a. I presume you guys have email that you go back and forth with, or am I wrong? Does she
I have emailed her. She hasn't gotten back to me, so I
going to where you actually set forth this is what we are agreeing to, and again I'll talk to her about that as well, and at the same time. But Judge is right. Technically, you get 10 days because everybody gets 10 days unless you and the management reach an agreement, which sounds like you have. So I will get with her. Judge, I'll go ahead and send this judgment in when we're done with the other hearings today.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Flowers, stay in contact with your manager.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next one is set for 8:30 and it's 8:27.
Look at us be ahead.
Okay, it's gonna get worse as the morning goes on. I have about 20 cases. Every year I take these 2 weeks in July, and
Yep.
that's 4 landlord-tenant days, 2 Mondays and 2 Fridays. We also lost the 4th of July, which is a Friday. So I
Right.
come in on the Tuesday of my second week of vacation and do my sobriety court obligations, and I do landlord-tenant. So I've crammed about 3 days worth of landlord-tenant into a Tuesday morning. We don't usually do Tuesday morning, but
Right.
it keeps things moving.
Well, Judge, let me tell you, there is no such thing as time off. It is time deferred. You either pay
Yes,
for
it
it
is.
before you go, or you make it up when you get back. One way, that time's going to get made up. So what you're doing is you're trying to cheat that system. You're trying to make up some of that time in the middle there. Good for you.
Yes, well, soon enough, this will be somebody else's problem, but that's the way I've done it. In fact, I took the same 2 weeks for many years when I was prosecutor. So I said it was practicing for retirement. So now
There you
I'm
go.
getting,
So I'm
well,
guessing this is a staycation for you. You weren't traveling anywhere these 2 weeks. This is
no,
when you do all your home stuff.
yes. And there's plenty to do on a sunny day at Fisher Lake.
Oh boy, yes, I'm sure there is.
Um, Our next matter is Walnut Meadows versus Boyer. Amber Boyer. She also was going to attempt to pay. Can you tell whether anything has been paid on this?
Balance I'm showing right now is $845 in rent. When I look at the, oh yes, on yeah, 7/8 and 7/10, she made payments 350 and 1,310 to get her down to that 845. So yes, she has made a couple of payments.
Very good. And I showed court costs same as the others, 240.09.
Correct. Yep. 45 cause 240. Yeah, $1,085.09.
All right, well, let's see whether she shows up. That's a pretty substantial dent. She brought it down from 25.05 to 8.45.
Yeah, no, she made that second payment was $1,300. Yeah, she took a big chunk out of it right there.
I also stuck a couple of criminal cases in here, but I got those deferred somehow, so we should be all right. Well, you've also got, I feel that'll take us up to 9 o'clock. Then you can take the rest of the day off.
You want me to hang on to wait a minute on this Amber Boyer, or are we doing a judgment on that?
It is 8:30 right now. So
Okay.
yeah, go ahead, send me a judgment.
I'll go ahead and
Money
prepare
judgment.
that up, and then our next one is what time?
8:40.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go dark just a second. I gotta handle another situation right now, and I'll be right back.
All right. The date for the writ on that would be July 31. Uh, okay. Yes, I haven't seen it yet. Good morning, Mr. Damink. Mr. Damink, your case isn't set until 9:20. So it's more than 40 minutes from now. You're certainly willing to stay and watch, but your hearing isn't until 9:20. Your microphone is also on mute. Someone has logged in his iPhone. Is that you, Miss Villa Vincenzo? iPhone has joined us. Mr. Damink, if you can unmute your microphone. I still can't hear you. Your microphone is on mute. An iPhone? Miss Villa Vincenzo, is that you? You need to unmute your phone. I used to be able to do it from this end, but I can no longer do that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're late for your hearing substantially.
I know I'm at work and I'm at work, so this is the only time I had to, they would let me come on.
All right, well, let me recall the case. This is Walnut Meadows versus Diana Villa Vincenzo. The file number is 261171 LT. We were here last time
Yeah,
and we determined that you owed $3,315 in rent, $240.09 in court costs, for a total of $3,555.09. You
right.
indicated
So,
you were gonna pay
yeah,
all that. By July 21st, they indicated no payment has been made.
yeah, because I only got
So-
2,500 and I have the rest Friday. I did get the check, but it wasn't number 2,500.
Well, you have
Right.
until July 31st to
Okay,
pay it.
all right,
So you have 10 more days.
okay.
So you have 2,500 now and you have the
Yeah.
rest Friday.
Yeah, I get paid Friday.
All right.
That'll work out then. Judge, you want me to switch that from a default to a hearing?
Yes.
Will do.
There's also a money judgment. All right, Mr. Villa Vincenzo, we'll let you get back to work so you can get the
Okay.
money to rent.
All
Anyway,
right.
you have till July 31st that will pay your rent through July.
Okay,
And August 1st, then August rent is due.
I know, that's why I'm working like, 12 hours every day so I can get everything next month ready. 'Cause
Where
I
are
know
you working?
American accent.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you. All right.
Yeah, I just got out the hospital, so I'm working this whole week and next week, so I'll be good.
All right, we'll
Well,
show that that's the amount, 3,552.09, the same figure we had last week.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
All right, okay,
All
bye-bye.
right, she made it late, but she did make it. All right, now, move the iPhone. I've got Mr. Damink. Mr. Damink, can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, your hearing isn't until 9:20. You're in the right place, but you're a little early, so you can just stay with us, or I can put you in the waiting room if you want.
I'll sign back in. I just wanted to make sure that I could do all that, and I couldn't figure out how to unmute my phone.
All right, okay, I'll see you at 9:20. All right, now, China Cogswell Bolt has joined us. And somebody is here by telephone. We're looking for Amber Boyer.
And
Who's
Yes,
your
that's
phone number?
me. That's me on the telephone. It wouldn't let me join via Zoom, so that's why I end up being a couple minutes late.
and Your Honor, Miss Cogswell is my client for Erie Street.
Oops, Amber, not Bolt, Boyer. Miss Boyer, we were discussing the case before you got here. And
Okay,
Mr.
sorry
Fleet
about that.
indicated you had made two large payments on July 8th and July 10th. And you've reduced
Yes.
the rent from 2505 to 845. Does that sound correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
All right, the court costs are the same as they were last time, which is $240.09. So to pay
Okay.
your rent through July is $1,085.09. That's due by
Okay.
the end of the month, which is July 31st. We also did a money judgment, so if you don't pay, they can try to collect on a money judgment. But it sounds like you've got a
Okay.
plan to get caught up on this. You made a big dent on it. You plan to pay. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right, now, August 1st, another month's rent is due, but this rent will pay you through July. You understand?
Correct. Yes. Yes, sir.
All right, and you made substantial good faith payments on this, so I expect you're gonna continue to do that. Give the same advice, stay in contact with your manager and let her know what your intentions are. If you
Okay.
pay that all by July 31st, you're good, and you just owe, August rent on the first of the month. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you'll get a copy of that judgment on the first of the month. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you'll get a copy of that judgment in the mail shortly. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank
And Judge, I switched that to a hearing as well.
Yes. It's good that you're with us for a block of time, since people don't always
Right,
show up.
right, exactly.
All right, next is 840. It is 840. In that case, is Three Rivers Limited versus Amber Rencourt. The defendant is not here. Oh, the defendant was live actually at the courthouse, so let's make sure. She indicated that Community Action Agency may be helping her.
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm looking for Amber Rencourt. All right, thanks. All right. Hadn't checked in. Good morning, May.
Good morning, Judge. Sorry, I missed the beginning of your docket there.
Everything was pretty smooth. There were Tyrone Fleeman cases, so everything went according to schedule, and many of the people paid and tend to pay, and he frightens them, and so they just pay rather than having to deal with him further, so that works out well.
That's better. I was getting worried about that ego stroke that was coming. I mean, my head can only get so big. The frightening, that works. That seems right.
Three Rivers Limited versus Amber Rencourt. She has not checked in. She was here live last week. Her rent through July was $1,206 and $184 in court costs, for a total of $1,309. Is China Cogswell Bolt from Three Rivers Limited?
No, she's from Medallion Management, but yes, they represent Three Rivers.
Has anything been paid on this?
You know, there were a couple, it looks like she did a recertification, and so there were a couple of utility allowances that posted, which brought her rent down to $1,193.22. They were only $13 payments, and the court cost of $184. But did I do the math wrong on this? Hang on a second, Judge. So that gives us a total $1,377.22. I think when we did the math on the second, that math was done incorrectly. Today she's at $1,377.22.
All right. Well, she isn't here.
And there's no
Again,
money
we got a
judgment.
morning where everybody is no money judgment here.
Yep.
Or you can submit a default.
I will do that, indicating the 31st as the pay by date.
Yes. She may show up late. She was here live.
And Judge, I've got another one, but I think that's a couple minutes out on that one, right?
On Village Manor.
That was for Sturgis Place.
Gromer and Bouchard have Jessica Long. And
Well, that
then
jumps
you
in.
have I
Yeah, my
think
next
you're
one's
done.
no, I have one more at 9:40, so yeah, I'm a whole hour out there. Um,
All right.
Judge,
Well,
Judge, can you throw Miss Cogswell and I into a breakout room on our way out here?
yes, certainly.
Thank you. And I'll be back in an hour.
Okay.
So Meg, you don't have to deal with me for a full 60 minutes. 60 minutes. Enjoy it.
If the other person does show up, they're just gonna have to wait till you come back. So let me put you guys in a break round. Miss Cogswell, Bolt, just click the button that says join.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, this next matter, Miss Cogswell, Bolt, just click the button that says join.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, this next matter is set for 8:50. Tried to cram a lot into a short amount of space. All right, we're just letting the clock tick here.
And Judge, Attorney Butchert and I have had preliminary conversation by email this morning. He was very prompt in following up with me, which I appreciate. So I imagine he's on his way shortly here. I was busy doing that, so I could only laugh at Attorney Fleeman's comments and not barb back.
Well, I'm in the little room. Judge Patterson's using the large room for arraignments. And then these are easier to do in here without live customers. And most of the landlord-tenant docket is virtual. But I didn't know it. I had like I got the other courtroom all set up. Other judges were using it while I was gone, so all the settings were off and it was a little screwy. So I got that all set up, and then 1 minute later, I learned I had to come in here, so it took me a minute to get this all set up. Well, we're here conducting business as usual, and that's good, even if it is a Tuesday morning. Good morning, Mr. Burchard.
Morning, Your Honor.
I'm gonna call this case. This is titled Village Manor versus Jessica Long. File number is 261258 LT.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian,
Go ahead.
apologies. Brian Butchart, P66250 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Attorney Meg Bauer is here from Legal Aid of Western Michigan and has filed a formal appearance in this matter. Jessica Long is present by Zoom, and Lori Cousineau, the manager of Village Manor, is also present. This was filed as a termination of tenancy for unlawful tenant, unregistered tenant, as well as other lease violations, mostly attributable to that person. We had the first hearing. On July 6th, the matter was continued until this morning. Ms. Bauer has filed an appearance and an answer. She indicated the two of you have been discussing the matter, at least by email this morning. Mr. Butchar, what's the status here today?
Judge, that is true. We did pass back and forth a couple of emails very shortly before the call of the case here. Judge, from our perspective, we're still seeking to regain possession of the property. Given Ms. Bauer's recent entry into the case, I'm assuming we're going to have some conversations ahead of us.
And Ms. Long told us this, the unwanted tenant, Vladimir Cofield, she contends he does not live there. The plaintiff contends he does live there. She says he watches her children, but he's essentially homeless. I looked in our system to see if we had any address for him in our system, and he was sued and filed 25207 GC, a general civil case. He listed that address on the complaint, this address, and he was personally served at this address in that case in April of 25. So as far as the court knows from civil cases, he lists this as his address. I suspect if they ran his driver license or ID, it probably would show this address also. So it's a fine line between someone who's there all day, every day, and goes out and sleeps under a bridge at night, and someone who's actually a tenant. But he listed this as his address with two credit agencies and was personally served on two occasions in 2025, 2026 at this address. Meg, if you're interested, I'll give you those file numbers again. 25207 GC and 26416 GC. All right, we're gonna have to find a place to put this other than a regular landlord-tenant day. And Meg, go
Judge,
ahead.
I'm curious with my colleague, or if my colleague would agree to a status conference hearing before proceeding to a trial, to give us time to exchange conversation and exhibits, or I understand if he's not agreeable to that, but.
Well, Brian, what's your thought on that? Rather than set a full-blown trial date, if we set it for like an hour to see where we are.
Judge, I would be willing to do that as long as I don't necessarily, if we were going to have a trial in 3 weeks, but instead we're going to have a status conference in 3 weeks, and then we're going to set a trial 3 weeks after that, that obviously prejudices my client, who's at this point not accepting any rent, I don't believe.
I was actually going to ask for an escrow order because my client would like to pay her portion and has been unable to. I don't know if that assuages any of your concern there.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the concern obviously is still the presence and without betraying too much to the court, you know, on the record here, there are, you know, concerns other than just simply his presence there, Your Honor.
Yes,
so
the fact whether he's living there or not, let's say he doesn't actually reside there, but he causes problems there, that's one issue. And then there may be other issues unrelated directly to him, which are requesting that they terminate the tenancy. Ms. Long, I'm sure that Ms. Bauer told you this, if you get evicted from here, you won't be able to get into any other subsidized housing. It will make you ineligible for subsidized housing, which is important to someone that has 6 kids. Whether he's living there or not is yet to be determined. And whether he is living there or not, has he caused disturbances there? And are you causing disturbances there? So everything doesn't rise and fall on whether he's a resident. But apparently he lists that as his address, and they have some concerns about it. course, there's.
And so Judge, to address Ms. Bauer's question a little more directly, I'm fine to do it as long as we're on a fairly quick track here.
Yes, I was gonna go July 31st, but I've already got Meg in there for a case of 11, I think. Let's take a look at that. Dawn McDaniel, I've got a 1 hour blocked out for that.
Which is not me.
All right, well, let's set this for 8:50 or 11:15 on Friday, July 31st.
And will that then be a status conference, Judge, or that will be the trial?
Yes,
Status conference.
status conference.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate that.
Well, it makes more sense. The last trial I'm doing with Meg, we've stretched it over about 4 days and we're not done yet. And it's hard to find large blocks of time, particularly, and this is something that isn't your concern, but we're sharing the courthouse with the circuit court. So we're losing some of our days where I would have scheduled something like this because the court is using our courtroom for other cases. So we've got 4 judges, well, 3 judges, a series of visiting judges, and 2 courtrooms. All right, now, Miss Long, for your purposes, my advice would be, and your attorneys would be the same, don't do any other violations of the lease. I have some skepticism about whether Mr. Cofield is actually residing there or not, but as I said, everything doesn't rise and fall on that point. What's your thought regarding an escrow order, Mr. Bouchard?
Well, Judge, I certainly think that would be appropriate under the circumstances. I believe, as you indicated, I think our first hearing date was July the 7th. So we've already been.
This is a termination tenancy. How much is the rent?
Date was July the 7th. So we've already been.
This is a termination tenancy. How much is the rent?
I'll have to defer to my manager. Lori, can you unmute and?
Yeah, let me pull that up.
I believe it's 116, 119. 116 per month is what my notes reflect, but obviously we'll check with the authority.
I think it has gone down since then. It is currently 99.
I'm gonna do an escrow order starting July. $99 per month. Miss Long, that will be paid to the court. The court will hold it pending further hearings in this, but obviously you're not gonna find anything for $99 a month. So we will see where we are on July 31st. That's a Friday, 10 days from now, and determine whether we can work out some sort of perhaps conditional order of dismissal or set the matter for a trial. and determine whether these lease violations are there or not. Anything to add, Ms. Power?
Not at this time, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Butchart, thank you. We'll address this further on Friday morning, July 31st at 11:15.
Very good, Judge. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, you're all good to go.
Thank you.
Miss Long, I won't be available for quite a while today, but we'll touch base this afternoon.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, those are all of our extra cases. We sat between 8:45 and 9. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more cases. Before 11. Then we have a couple of sentences and a motion regarding bond. All right, I've got my cases back in order. Next matter is set for 9 a.m. This is an motion regarding bond. All right, I've got my cases back in order. Next matter, they set for 9 AM, and no one's here. Looking for Brittany and Devon Terry. All right, thanks. Bye. This was filed as a demand for non-payment of rent, was only $570. The title of the case is a mobile home park versus Devon Terry and Brittany Terry. Nobody is here, which leads me to believe perhaps the rent has been paid. I've got a 9:10. Mr. Damink is back for his 9:20 case, so I guess we'll hurry up and wait. As I said, we got 14 more cases that we'll deal with one by one. I guess I could use this time to advise Mr. Damink of his rights. Welcome back, Mr. Damink.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning. Now, there were other tenants listed as on this. Oh, I guess just you or all other occupants.
It's just me, sir.
All right, Mr. Damink, you are a tenant in a landlord-tenant case, and your landlord is asking you to move because your house has been foreclosed on and the redemption period has passed. At such a case, you have a right to hire a lawyer. If you can't afford an attorney, you could see if a legal aid attorney would be willing to represent you, or you could seek other legal county where the property is located. You have a right to a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this first appearance and be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee, or file the demand in writing within 5 days. Pay the fee unless the judge waives the fee for inability to pay it. You and the landlord, counsel, attorney may be able to reach some sort of agreement which would result in what is known as a conditional order of dismissal. If that occurs, the attorney could prepare the form and the matter would be dismissed under certain agreed terms and conditions. You also have the right, well, not a right, if both parties wish, I can refer the matter for mediation. They do that apparently in some places. It has never happened here, but someday it might. So your case isn't set for 11 minutes, but you're here, and I thought I'd take a minute to advise you of that. Our next, no one has showed up on Centerville versus Terry, which leads me to believe that may have been paid.
Am I allowed to talk to you now without
You
the other
know,
party?
no, we have to wait till 9:20 when the attorney comes. If he comes early, we'll start early. But
Okay.
that was at 9 o'clock, nobody showed up. Our 9:10, no one's here either. Yours is 9:20. We try to start right on time. Because we have so many cases, we try to start right on the tick. But sometimes when people don't show up, maybe it means the case was resolved. So it's now 9:10. The next case that's scheduled is Steve Clark versus Mary Bacharowski. File number is 251283LT. No one is here for that case either. That was a non-payment of rent, and the rent was substantial, about $6,000. Hasn't been paid in a year. Perhaps the tenant moved.
I'll be back in just a second, Judge.
All right. All right, Mr. Damink, this is the part where we hurry up and wait.
Yes, sir.
As I said, if the attorney comes in early, we'll start early. Number 261283LT is entitled Steve Clark versus Mary Bacharowski. She is not here. This was filed as a demand for non-payment of rent, and looks like rent is substantially behind. She was personally served. What's the status here, Mr. Clark?
Well, we've been working with her because she has a drug problem and she has a problem with her two children. And I had talked with her last week and said to actually make a go of it in this apartment.
Well,
And-
$600 a month. At the time of filing, it was $5,539 in arrears. What's the current arrears?
Well, you can add another 600 to it.
That's what I thought. So 5,539 plus 600 is 6,139. Court costs are a $55 filing fee and a $27 service fee. Is $82. Total is $6,221. She hasn't paid since last August, so she's in arrears almost a year. And I see that you just can't continue to carry this. $600 rent is very reasonable. You're not gonna find much of anything less than that unless it is subsidized. She is not here and she's subject to default. Through July, Rent is $6,139. Court costs are $82. She owes $6,221. Within 10 days, or she's subject to being evicted. That would be through July 31st. I guess you needed to break the log jam. Either by this, she either needs to pay the rent or move, or should just stay there in perpetuity without paying any rent and you paying the rent. This will force the issue. No money judgment is issued this time. Acceptance of partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction, and additional rent may be owed, for example, if she stays into the month of August. The clerk did prepare a judgment.
Your Honor.
She was, yes.
Could we, I had talked with her, and to get into the, with the assisted apartments, she doesn't dare have an eviction on her record. Could we give her?
Yes, you have 56 days from, you have 56 days from today to ask for the writ of eviction and 56 more days to serve it. So you don't have to ask for the writ of eviction for 56 days. That may give her some time to do it, but it's been a year. She hasn't paid the rent since last August. And you are right, putting an eviction on a record makes it difficult, but you don't have to execute it. Let me repeat, you have 56 days from today to ask for the writ of eviction and another 56 days to serve it. So you can, hold it in your pocket. By the letter of the law, you're entitled to execute it on or after July or August 1st. She'll owe another month's rent at that time, but I understand what you're trying to do to help her. So you can hold it for 56 days. That would give her actually into September to get out if you didn't wish to ask for the writ. But if you do wish to ask for it, you can after July 31st. I called to see whether she was here. I thought maybe she walked over here. She did not. So she was personally served. She is not here. And she has to pay $6,221 by July 31st, or she is subject to being evicted. All right, we'll give you a copy of that order. You can stop up today and pick it up, but otherwise we'll put it in the mail. All right, good luck, Mr.
Thank you.
The clerks have a history of trying to help people that have gone above and beyond with a number of families around here, and goes under the category of no good deed goes unpunished, I think. Good morning, Mr. Katz.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Are you here on Veterans Association versus Damink?
Yes.
Mr. Damink is here. I've advised him of his rights as a tenant. Meg Bauer is also here from Legal Aid, sitting in. Let me call the case. Veterans Affairs versus Thomas Damink. This is a termination of tenancy for a mortgage foreclosure for a property at 20897 Moore Park Road. The mortgage foreclosure was last November 30th. The redemption period has passed, and the VA is asking Mr. Damink to move. Mr. Damink wanted to explain circumstances, but I had him wait till you got here. Mr. Damink, what's the circumstance here?
Your Honor, I fell ill 3 years ago, and I applied for disability 2 years ago because I used my savings to cover my mortgage for the first year and a half. Um, they didn't approve it until I had I started dialysis in February, and I won't see a check until the end of September sometime. I had a stroke a year ago. I'm not trying to contest the foreclosure. I would like an extra 30 days to try to get the rest of my stuff out. I'm kind of at the mercy of other people right now. I can't drive. I walk with a cane, and my eyesight's going bad. So it's been kind of a mess trying to get things squared away.
Well, by operation of law, you would get 10 days from today, which would be July 31st. The plaintiff can't agree to more.
Your Honor,
Mr. Katz, are you allowed to go 30 days?
I am, Your Honor. We will agree to 30 days.
All right, Mr. Damink, that would take you until August 20th. Can you be out by August 20th?
I should be able to. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this didn't happen all at once. The mortgage sale was last November. The redemption period is 180 days. They've gone beyond that. Plus, it was probably a couple of years before that that no payment was made. So I would show that by consent, you agree to vacate by August 20th, 2026. If you don't vacate, now this is any and other occupants. Do other people live there?
No, sir. It was just me.
I hear voices in the background.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. That's probably where I'm sitting.
Oh, it's your feed, not his. Okay. That's a distracting, but we'll get through it. All right. Mr. Katz, if you'd send me an order that he agrees to vacate by August 20th, I'll sign it. We'll send it to you, Mr. Damink. If you don't vacate by August 20th, the day after, they could ask for a writ of eviction and the sheriff could come put you out. Their contact number for the law firm is on the pleadings. So if you want to contact this law firm, their phone number is on there, 248-723-6452.
Your Honor, I'm in the process of trying to get moved now. I will have a new mailing address if you guys want it.
Yes, what is it?
It's 126 North Wilson, Vicksburg, Michigan, 49097.
All right, very good. All right, good luck to you,
And
sir.
I have a new phone number also. I don't know if you guys need that or not.
Well, I don't want to put that out over the live feed. I was even a little reluctant to do the address, but I don't want to put your phone number out there. If I can put you in a breakout room with Mr. Katz, you can give that to him.
All right.
All right, after that, you're both good to go. Just click the button that says join.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Katz, send me that judgment and I'll sign it. The pile of cases that's done is almost as big as the pile of cases that are left to be done, so we'll get there. Good morning, Mr. Davidson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Meg.
Morning, Matt. Nice to see you.
Oh, likewise.
Thank you.
Good morning, Gail.
Hi, Matt.
Nice environment.
Yeah, front porch.
Front porch is a good spot. Here's Chelsea Metz, so we can get right to it. Good morning, Ms. Metz. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This case, the next matter set for 2 minutes from now is Centerville United Methodist Church versus Chelsea Metz. This is a property on Market Street here in Centerville.
Correct. Turn that off.
I'm not sure who Trina Wise is, but Ms. Metz, you're a tenant in a landlord-tenant proceeding, and your landlord is asking you to move. They
Yes.
served a notice to quit on you back in April, asking you to vacate the premises.
Yes.
In such a case, you have a right to hire a lawyer. If you can't afford an attorney, you could see if legal aid would be eligible to represent you, or you could seek other legal advice. We don't have court-appointed attorneys in civil cases.
Okay.
You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to have a jury trial if you wish. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this hearing or make a written demand within 5 days and pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives it for your inability to pay it.
Tons of fiber. It comes in over
Can you shut this off, please?
today. When it's time to start your business, it's time.
All right.
Businesses.
You may be able to reach an agreement with your landlord and agree to certain terms and conditions which could result in a conditional order of dismissal. If that is done, Mr. Davidson could help by preparing that order. If both parties are interested, the matter could be referred to mediation, to the Citizen Mediation Authority, but that's only if both parties are interested. At this point, they are asking you to move. They filed a notice to quit in April, which means they haven't collected May, June, or July's rent.
No.
And they're asking that you move. What's your position?
We actually are in the process of moving right now. Our issue was there was nothing in this county that we could find for rent. So we're actually moving to Kalamazoo in this very moment. We just need a few more days because we also work every day. So it's a slow process. But we
Yes.
are actually moving. I have a new lease. We're moving.
Very good. You're exactly right, Ms. Metz. There's not enough housing anywhere.
Mhm.
There's certainly not enough affordable housing. And so it is hard to find a place to move to. I hear every day, I'd move if I had somewhere to move. You have until July 31st to vacate.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. We're moving currently, so.
All right, we'll show this as a consent. Thank you, Meg. You agree to vacate by July 31st.
Yes.
4 days of your moving.
To you or to my current landlord?
To your landlord. That triggers the security deposit law. Matt, I didn't find a judgment in here unless I'm missing it.
Oh, it's in my packet. It says proposed judgment.
All right, I'll show by consent. Defendant agrees to vacate by July 31. I'm not issuing any money judgment. If they wish to sue you for money, that will be in a separate proceeding. When you do turn in the keys and give your forwarding address, that triggers the security deposit law. and they could apply your security deposits and the unpaid rent, utilities, or other damages. But if we're gonna have a hearing regarding damages, that will be at another date. So as long as you're gone by the end of the month, that will suffice. Elaine, do you have a judgment in this case? Matt sent me one in signature. I didn't find one in here.
We have I'll just get you one. I've got it electronically and I've got it as a PDF, whichever you prefer. I can just send it over.
Yeah, I just email it over. All right. Ms. Mess, do you have any questions?
Not really, just that we're leaving already, so.
Very good. It's usually not that easy, but I'm glad you found somewhere to go to. What town is it in?
Kalamazoo.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're good to. All right, Mr. Brokaw, you're good to go also. Thank you,
Okay.
Matt. You're gonna with me a little bit another case.
Thank you.
I wish everything was that easy. They found a place, they're ready to go or move out in 10 days.
And Your Honor, on the next case, I had sent over yesterday the damages for the judgment if you didn't get them.
I got it.
Okay, good. Well, guidelines anyway, but that's what we think the judgment should say.
Ms. Wise, are you here on Sturgis Place? All right. Mr.
Yes,
Freeman was
that's
with me
correct.
earlier. He'll be back here shortly.
I'll step out till Mr. Strand arrives, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Jessica Goodwin has joined us. Ms. Goodwin, which case are you here on?
I am the tenant for Goodwin versus Terry and Larry Ridgman.
Okay, you're in the right place. You're a little early, so just stay with me. You're not driving, are you?
No, sir. I am not. I'm just sitting out here in my vehicle so my kid won't bother me.
All right. We had some of that earlier this morning. Kid had a video on that was bleeding over into our stuff. So you're in the right place. Just stick with me.
Yes, sir.
The camera keeps going back to those empty chairs. I don't know how to lock it in this courtroom.
Judge, you've probably said it 100 times and I've just missed it, but what was this? Was this hearing room used previously?
Well, the building was configured differently. When they redid the building in 1996, this became the office for the secretary of the county administrator. So the door behind me is was the county administrator's office. Now it's Judge Patterson's office. And this was the secretary's office. You came through here and were greeted by the secretary before you could go back to see the administrator. When we were looking at all the different options, well, first of all, we were told that they were going to redo the courthouse one floor at a time. So we spent a year trying to figure out how to reconfigure things. If they shut off the second floor, we were able to operate on the first floor. Then they shut off the first floor, surveyed this building and decided we could use this as a small hearing room. Before the building was reconfigured in 96, I believe This was the probate court jury room, or the library. I was in here in the early 80s before the building was redone. I think this may have been a law library.
Okay.
Anyway, it's adequate.
So that's
There.
Judge Madison's new office, not the office he had at the before the construction then. That's
Yes.
behind you. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's his new office.
Okay.
It's a very nice office.
I
All
appreciate
right.
the context.
We've got the defendants here. We don't have a Mr. Fleeman, but let's get our defendants and advise them of their rights. We've got Rebecca Randall, who's Memory Lane Mobile Home Park, Janey and Faith Willis, and Jessica Goodwin. You folks are all here as tenants in a landlord-tenant proceeding, either termination of tenancy or non-payment of rent. In which case you have a right to hire a lawyer. You're being sued in a civil lawsuit. If you cannot afford an attorney, you could just tell me at this first court appearance, or be prepared to file a written demand within 5 days and pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives it for your inability to pay it. If the matter involves non-payment of rent at a residential property, you may be able to get some emergency housing assistance from the Department of Health and Human Services, Community Action Agency, Neighborhood Inc., or VA or other funding source. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation if both parties are interested. That's yet to happen. But I could set it up if both parties are interested. And you may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means a conditional order of dismissal would be entered. And that could resolve the case. The case that's actually set is Sturgis Place versus Caleb Baum, Megan Martin, and James Wilson. James Wilson just joined us. Mr. Tyrone Fleeman is here, and manager Trina Wise is here. Mr. Wilson, can you hear me? You need to unmute your microphone.
Claire, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Are you Jamie Wilson?
Yeah, that's me, James Wilson.
All right, you live at 195 Memorial Drive?
Apartment B10, yes.
All right, now also listed are Megan Martin and Caleb Baum. Do they also live there?
No, they do not. Megan Martin was our grandson Caleb Baum's girlfriend, and they're no longer together. She hasn't lived here in more than 5 years.
All right. Well, let's talk about this. This is filed as a non-payment of rent case.
Yeah, I was able to bring the rent current.
All right, well, let's
morning.
find out. Just wait just a minute.
Okay.
Mr. Fleeman, what's the status here?
Your Honor, the balance I'm looking at is $4,929.11. That includes court costs of $342.54, utilities of $119.57, and a rent amount of $4,467 through July. But I don't have the payment that Mr. Wilson speaks of yet.
All right, what was the total? 4,921?
929.11.
That's the court costs weren't added in yet.
All right, so Mr. Wilson, you believe you paid the rent current as of this morning?
Except for the court costs, yes.
Very good.
I was waiting for some money to come in, and it didn't come in till later yesterday, so.
So James, how much did you actually pay? What was that payment amount?
It was 4,700 and some odd dollars. I forget exact. And it was I had to do it in two payments. One was before midnight, one was after because of a limit on our being able to pay out of our account. So
right.
All right, well, the law says I have to continue this matter at least 7 days.
Here he goes. John and I are both gone that day, but I see Casey is here, so yeah, that'd be good.
How about if we set up for Friday, July 31st at 9:38?
That'd be fine. And Mr. Wilson, am I correct that you're most likely going to pay the difference before that hearing date?
yes, I will. Yes.
Okay. Once you do that, Trina, let us know that he paid that, and we'll go ahead and file a dismissal of the case. Once I file that dismissal, we don't need to come to court.
Okay.
All right, so the court costs are $119.57. I'm not clear how much you actually paid.
Judge,
yes.
those were the utilities. The court costs are actually $342.54.
Okay.
The 119
right.
for utilities.
So
$342.54. That's a lot of court costs, but they had to serve all these other people.
Right.
I guess you should get them off your lease if they're not there anymore.
Right.
Anyway, that's part of what made the cost go up. So you owe an additional $342.54. You pay that by July 31st. You don't even need to come.
Okay. All right.
Very. Do you have any questions?
Not at this time, no.
All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, I believe that's all you have for me this morning, right?
All right, well, we have plenty. Thank you. You're good to go.
Thank you. Have a good day now. Thanks, Trina.
Miss Randall, are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, this is file number 261328 LT. It's entitled Memory Lane Mobile Home Park versus Rebecca Randall. Rebecca Randall is present. Manager Chris Corpening is present, and Richard Pizzoli is present. Mr. Pizzoli, do you have counsel in this matter?
No, Your Honor. I'm representing myself. As you know, I'm the sole owner of Memory Lane's Mobile Home Park.
All right. It's not a corporation.
No, sir.
He is the owner, and he's entitled to represent himself as owner. At one point, you had a law degree, did you not?
Correct, Your Honor. Yes. I'm no longer practicing, though. I operate Memory Lane's Mobile Home Park, sir.
All right. Well, what is the current arrearage in this case? You've given me a court breakdown. These are very helpful. So let's see if this is still accurate.
Thank you, Your Honor. We currently have a rental arrearage of $375 plus filing fees of $110 and service of process fees of $52.10 for a total amount owed of $537.10.
Ms. Randall, do you agree with that or disagree?
According to my accuracy, I only owe $250 back between rent and then I add $50 for the filing fee, which would bring me to $300, Your Honor. And I was gonna pay that as of the first when I paid the $975 for rent. And the court costs is I could pay a little bit each month, but I can't afford to just shell it out like it's water. I'm on disability. And Your Honor, I've talked to court to just shell it out like it's water. I'm on disability. And Your Honor, I've talked to Chris several times about that I'm trying. They froze my social security for a minute because every time I talk to the post office, they tell me they'll fix my mailbox. I've been here since September of 2025 and they still yet have fixed my mailbox, Your Honor. I got it unfroze and I caught up everything but the $300 that I know I owe, the $250 plus the $50 late fee.
Well, he just does the court breakdown. It's lot and unit. You paid $12.75, which brought it down. Then you paid $5.75. Then July's rent was $1,025. So at June, you got it to zero. July's rent is $1,025. You paid $650, which left $375. I'm going to continue this to July 31st.
The only problem with that, Your Honor, I don't get paid until the 1st, so it won't even be up to date by then.
Well, you'd get 10 more days from that date to pay the rent, which would take you to August 10th.
Okay. So, I do have a question, Your Honor, in front of, Accurize, or to let me know what the true rules are, because with everything on their rules, it changes with every person.
Well, is there a handbook or something of what the rules are?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor,
Everyone gets
there is
everyone
rules
gets a
and
different one.
regulations. Your Honor, we do have rules and regulations, and there is an acknowledgement sheet that is signed by every tenant that moves in, and the rules are enforced equally for all tenants of Memory Lane's mobile home park.
All right. Well, this is just about payment of money. So
Right,
I'm going to continue this.
I don't know how to get a hold of Mr. Richard, Your Honor. I've tried
Well,
to
he's
figure
the
out how
owner.
to
He
get a hold
doesn't,
of him.
he doesn't want people getting a hold of him. He doesn't want 211 tenants ringing his phone up. He has a manager and he has staff there that they're there to answer those questions.
Right, but Your
All
Honor,
right.
just to be honest, in front of Mr. Richard, she has chosen people that she deals with that have special rules, and if you don't know that, he does now.
Well, all right. I'm not going to get into that. This is just about whether you're paying your rent. So we'll
Well,
continue this.
I'll get everything caught up, my rent wise, and if Mr. Richard's okay with it, I'll pay off the court costs and stuff within a couple months.
All right, well, you can talk with Ms. Corpening about that. We'll continue it to 8:50 on July 31st. You'd get 10 days from that day to pay the rent, which would be to August 10th. And then you would also August rent due.
Yep, that's Your Honor. I was gonna pay the 300 or 375, I guess, that I owe, and the 975 on the 1st.
All right.
So
costs are open.
Judge, I certainly suggest Ms. Randall is welcome to contact my office if she has a different underlying dispute.
Yeah, that doesn't have to do with the rent here, but all right, Ms. Randall, I'll see you. If everything's paid, nobody needs to be here, but if it isn't paid, we'll address this further at 8:50 on July 31st.
Okay, thank you, sir. I will have it paid.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Mr. Rizzoli, I do appreciate the breakdown. Ms. Yancey always did that for your company.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I appreciate all of your assistance in this. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
Goodbye now.
Next is 10:30. That's not right. 10:40. I got my cases mixed up here. Let's see. Next is 10 o'clock. That would be Mr. Davidson and Mr. Haley. Mr. Haley generally shows up live. Hi, is Sean Haley shown up here this morning? All right, thanks. Bye. All right, so we have 10 o'clock, 10:10. Miss Goodwin, your case is at 10:10. 10:15, 10:20. Fifth Third Bank. $10.50. I'm very optimistic. Then I have several criminal cases that are going to start. Somebody is here is iPhone 6. Who am I speaking with?
Amber Rencourt.
Which case are you here on?
Landlord-tenant. I called this morning. I had mixed up the days and thought that my court date was tomorrow.
What's your name again?
Amber Rencourt.
Oh, you're way late. Your case is already heard. Let me give you a minute. I'll find it.
It was 8:40, Judge. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, I called to see whether you were here. Miss Lancourt, let me find your case at the bottom of the file here. Here was Limited Housing Association. You were here the first time. You said Community Action Agency was going to help you. I made a finding that you owed $1,193.32 in rent and court costs of $184. You owe $1,377.22 by July 31st. My suggestion is you stay in contact with your manager. Did you get any help from any of the funding agencies?
Yes, sir. Community Action, they plan on helping me. I just have to pay a $193 copay. I have to find a way up to Kalamazoo today.
All right. Well, you have 10 days to do it.
Okay.
Stay in contact with your manager. Now, on August 1st, August's rent is due, but if Community Action Agency is going to pay a large share of this, good for you. But the judgment is $1,377.22. You can get a copy of that and share with Community Action Agency.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Davidson is back with us. That matter is set for 10 o'clock.
We have a minute, Your Honor.
It has 9:59 according to my computer, and I'm not sure how accurate that is, but that's the time I go from.
Me too. We have 1 minute.
Signature Enterprises versus Sean Haley. I did call to see whether Mr. Haley was here. He is not. He normally comes live. This was filed originally as a termination of tenancy. There were some issues with it. It was refiled as a demand for non-payment of rent.
That's correct, Your Honor. He's had quite a bit of notice, and he's not moved out. Is that correct, Ron? Ron, he's not moved out?
Yeah, it's not moved out.
Thank you. Yeah, so he's still there, Your Honor.
All right. He has had quite a bit of notice that the landlord wanted him to move. Rent was $595 per month. Rent was due at the time of the complaint, $1,085. An additional month's rent has been accrued. Current rent is $1,680. Other money due is $272 in late fees, $55 filing fee, $41 service fee, and a $75 attorney fee, for a total of $2,178. Matt, you got costs in here twice, I think. The $55 filing fee is in here twice.
I don't think it got added in twice, but I'll double check that real quick for you, Your Honor. I just noticed it as you did.
He was personally served. When he isn't here. Then again, he has lots of notice about this.
He owes July rent too.
You know, it's in there.
Yeah, July's rent was added in.
You're correct, Your Honor. It comes out to, it's 2123, and my apology for doubling the costs.
All right, so the rent is $1,680. Late is $272. Costs are $41. $75 statutory attorney fee and a $55 filing fee. $171. $2,123. Due by July 31st. Laura, would you check and make sure that Sean Haley isn't out in the lobby somewhere? He's been known to come live every time, although he knows this is coming. Mr. Davidson, again, I had your breakdown sheet, but I didn't have a judgment. Let me look and make sure I don't have one buried in here.
Yeah, we usually send them over with the original packet, not later.
There it is. I do have a judgment. So let's find that by default through July, he owes $1,680 in rent, $272 late, $171 in costs, a total of $2,123.
That's the final amount.
And that is due by July 31.
Right.
Partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction, and there is no money judgment in it here.
Did he show
Date for the writ is also July 31st. I haven't heard from Laura, so apparently there is no money judgment in it here.
Did he show
Date for the writ is also July 31st. I haven't heard from Laura, so apparently he isn't here. If he is here, when he shows up, I'll tell him he owes this amount of money and he's subject to being evicted. All
Thank
right.
you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck.
Have a good week, Matt.
All right, Terry Richmond is joining us. Jessica Goodwin has been here and she has been advised of her rights. Good morning, Ms. Richmond.
Good morning. Hey, you're not at the bench.
I'm in the little hearing room. Judge Patterson's using the big courtroom this morning.
Oh.
This is a Tuesday, and I don't usually do landlord-tenant on Tuesday. He has arraignments and pre-exams, and he needs the big courtroom. Actually, I'm on vacation. I just come in on vacation to handle your cases.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
This is file number 261338LT. It is a non-payment of rent case. Jessica Goodwin is here. Nick Bauer is here from Legal Aid. At the time of filing, rent was only $570 in arrears. Ms. Goodwin, could you unmute your phone?
There we go. Sorry, I was trying, Your Honor.
There's nobody here. All right. What's the current arrearage?
Current arrearage is $653.89 through July. Court costs are $133.89 with a total of $653.89. What?
Well, that can't be right.
Oh, I told you the wrong amount for the rent. Rent is $520 and $133 in court costs is a total of $653.89.
$133.89 for court costs.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Goodwin, this isn't too far behind through July. Do you agree with those numbers?
Oh, what it was is I got the letter is dated for May 26th, and I didn't get it until after I gave my June rent, saying that I owed $480 for pest control. And it's the letter says, please make payment to the office as soon as possible. I didn't get this letter until Liddy came over and collected the check from me for my June rent. And I showed her on June 1st, I had surgery and I just got released Wednesday the 15th to go back to work. And I took out my savings to make sure I did pay July rent. And I trying to talk and communicate with both the Richmonds and Liddy to find out what was going on. So about me making payments once I got back into work towards this. And they said that when I went to court today, that payment arrangements were probably going to be made. So I had no problem paying it. But when I went into a doctor's appointment on hold on, I got my letter right here from the doctor's office. Says, was seen in the office on 5/27. She will be having surgery on 6/1. That's how much notice I had about surgery.
Right,
I did not have time to try to plan ahead.
Just a minute. Where are you working?
I work at MCM in Vicksburg, Michigan.
All right, so this isn't rent so much. It's a pest control fee that she didn't pay for May?
She had $480 in pest control.
All right, so it is.
But I didn't receive the letter in the mail until after I gave my June rent to Liddy in person.
All right, so how did we get to 520?
Because they deducted that $480 out of my rent payment.
All right. I don't have let me see if I have a lease there. See.
There was a $40 late charge on because she paid her rent on 6/10.
Because of the surgery. All right.
A $40 late charge on because she paid her rent on 6/10.
Because of the surgery. All right.
She's not that far behind.
No, she's not. She looks like a good tenant. So this is not rent. It's although what you did is you assessed the pest control fee against her rent, which made her rent in arrears.
Lydia told her she'd work with her.
Yes, that's
That
what
she
she said.
did. Because I showed Liddy my letter from the doctor's office about my surgery, and she took a picture of it with her phone, saying I was going to be out of work for 6 weeks. Because, Your Honor, I had a full, complete hysterectomy because I had a 7-centimeter cyst and didn't know if it was going to be cancer.
All right, we don't, thank you for sharing that, but everybody doesn't need to know your private business. Bed bug responsibility addendum. There is an addendum to the lease that would allow them to assess that pest control cost. All right.
Wasn't it getting inspected?
All right, now you owe 520 plus 133.89. That's due within 10 days.
Your Honor, I'm just going back to work starting this week here.
Hold it. The law says I have to adjourn this 10 days, 7 days, but I'm gonna go 10 because that's what I have available. We're gonna adjourn this to July 31st at 9:45.
I'm going to be there anyway, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Yep.
You're gonna be there at 9:45.
Okay.
You're here at 9:40. So, Miss Goodwin, you sound like a good tenant, and there was some issues with when you paid the rent, when you got the notice, then you went in for surgery, and you're recovering from the surgery, waiting to get back to work. You're not really very far behind. So we're going to continue this into July 31st at 9:45 in the morning. We'll see what you can pay between now and then. You would get 10 additional days from that day to pay the rent before you'd be subject to being evicted. Of course, on August 1st, August rent is due.
Right, and I've been talking with my church to see if I couldn't get help because I used my savings to make sure I paid July's rent.
All right, very good. You stay in contact with Lydia, their manager, and Mr. and Mrs. Richmond. We'll address this further on Friday, July 31st at 9:45 a.m. Okay?
So if I talk with Lydia or with Terry or whatever and make payment arrangements, I won't get evicted.
No, that's correct.
And I was like, I know I'm not going to get it paid by the 31st, so I'm just going back to work.
We can set up a payment arrangement.
You get them until August 10th. Yes, you can set up a payment plan if they're agreeable.
I was like, I don't have a problem with that. You know, I just don't want to be told if I don't have by the 31st, I had to get out when I'm just going back to work.
You wouldn't be told you had to get out till August 10th, but we won't do anything until we talk about it further on the 31st.
Okay.
All right, you still in contact with them. Thank you. All right, we have Richmond versus Austin Barber and Ileana Taylor. That is set for 10:15.
No, I'll get them. And DHS is going to help.
I hate to keep bugging you. You're looking for Austin Barber or Ileana Taylor? Or Collins?
Price, I got to go to court.
Aron Collins. All right, thanks. Bye. All right, let me check that. So it is 10:15. The next matter is Terry and Larry Richmond versus Austin Barber and Ileana Taylor. This is a non-payment of rent case. Ms. Richmond, what's the status here?
Okay, rent through July 23rd, because she pays by the week, is $1508.42. Court costs of $187.23. with a total of $1695.65.
Both parties were personally served. Are they still there?
I'm not sure. I was just thinking I should probably go by and check.
Well, they aren't here. I'm gonna hold that for just a minute. We've got a 10:20, so we'll let the clock tick for a minute.
Okay. And is Aron Collins there?
No.
Okay.
This is also, this is a standalone house on 4th Street. The other, that apartment up on North Main.
Right. 1216 4th is a duplex.
Okay. I have landlord tenants up until 10:50. Then I have several criminal cases starting at 11 o'clock.
Oh dear, that's not much of a vacation.
No, it's not. Then I have a meeting that I'm chairing by Zoom at noon. Then landlord tenant or sobriety court staffing starts at 1. Sobriety court starts at 2:30. I have a birthday party for a 5-year-old at 5 o'clock. So I got a busy.
You're going to be
rest of the
busy. You're going to be bored after December, though.
We'll see. We'll see how bored I get. I tell everybody I'd be fine in the summertime. You're right. I don't know what I'd do on January 2nd. We'll find out. I guess I better.
I know a nice place you can go.
Yes. All it costs is money. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the judgment on Barber and Taylor.
Okay.
Through July 23rd. 150842. 187.23. And cost for a total of $1,695.65. The date for the writ is July 31st. That works out well, keeps us all in the same month. No money judgment entered at this time. The appeal date is also 7/31, excuse me.
When did you talk to Aaron? Like, what time is here?
Our next matter is at 10:20.
Okay, Lydia talked to her yesterday and she went to DHS to get help. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Our next matter is Terry and Larry Richmond versus Aron Collins. Ms. Collins is not here. Let the clock tick. It is 10:20. This is also a demand for non-payment of rent. What's the status here?
Rent owed through July is $1,817.05.
Give me that again.
$1,817.05.
All right.
Court costs are $152.69 with a total of $1969.74. And Lydia talked to Aaron yesterday and she's going to DHS. So
all right, well, hopefully she could get some assistance. As you know, there's not enough money to go around. But I find by default that through July, the rent is $1,817, $152.69 in court costs. Total $1,969.74. 1-817-05. Now here's a phone number. Let's see who this is.
Yep, that's Aron.
I like when people show up late.
Hello. Yes,
You're late for your court hearing.
I'm so sorry.
Can you do something better than phone, or is that all you got?
Do I need to join with video? I'm currently in the hospital with my eldest daughter.
All right, well then we'll just have to do the best we can. All right, that's why you're late. You're at the hospital. Mr. Lafferty, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, you are both here as tenants in a landlord-tenant proceeding. One is a land contract, one is a non-payment of rent. As such a defendant in a landlord-tenant case, you have the right to hire a lawyer. If you cannot afford an attorney, you could see if legal aid would be willing to appoint, represent you, or you could seek other legal services. We do not have court-appointed attorneys for civil cases. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph. And if you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell the court at this first appearance or make the demand in writing within 5 days and pay the $50 jury demand fee unless you're unable to pay it. If you're unable to pay it, the judge can waive it. If both parties are interested, we can refer the matter to mediation for an attempted mediated settlement. The parties may be able to reach an agreement by discussing the matter, which would result in a conditional order of dismissal. If the case is a demand for unpaid rent in a residential tenancy, you may be able to get emergency financial assistance from the Department of Health and Human Services, Community Action Agency, Neighborhood Inc., veterans, or other funding source if you're eligible for it to assist with the rent. Ms. Collins, Ms. Richmond says the rent is through July 1,887, 181705. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
All right, 152.69 in costs. Now, are you gonna try to get any emergency help?
So I have contacted Neighborhood Inc. They deemed me ineligible, and I contacted DHS, and they said I'm ineligible because I don't owe back 3 months yet.
By the time we get back in, she'll owe it.
What a dumb rule that is.
I'm not familiar with that rule with the HHS, but
anyway, it'd make much more sense to pay it. Now, one of the things, the Richmonds are very conscientious about filing these actions quickly. I had a case earlier this morning where the lady was in arrears for a year, showed $6,000 of rent. She's never going to be able to get redeemed in that circumstance. This landlord files early, the numbers are manageable. So I don't know. I haven't heard that rule either. There's Neighborhood Inc., Community Action Agency, DHS, perhaps other funding sources. The law requires that I continue this matter at least 7 days. And the next day, that was Friday, July 21st. I'm gonna set this for 9:47. Just to fit it in on the calendar. Miss Richmond will be here at 9:40 and 9:45. We'll set this at that time. Now, on August 1st, another month's rent is due.
Right.
So by Monday, you can go in and file it.
Yeah, so yeah, try again. That'll be 3 months' rent by then.
Right.
But we're gonna continue this to July 31st. At 9:47. We'll address this further.
Is there a way I could have somebody repeat the amount owed so that I can write that
Yes.
down?
Yes.
1,817.05. That's through July.
1,875?
No.
1,817.05. 18705. 181705. 152.69 is court costs. So the total amount due through July is 1,967.74.
Okay.
If you add August rent, add 745 to that.
Right.
And that would get you the 3 months. That would be
Right.
June, July, and August.
13, 14. Another $1,000 too.
It makes more sense to pay it sooner rather than later. But if we add in August, and maybe it's a circumstance that people are in more dire straits. I don't know. There's probably some rationale for it, but you will have 3 months arrearage as of August 1st. All right, Ms. Collins, you take care of your medical situation with your daughter. I will see you on Friday, the 31st of July at 9:47.
And that's via Zoom again, correct?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything further that you need from me?
No, you're good to go.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, Ms. Richmond, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Now, I've got Greg Lafferty is here, and I've got Ronda Stowers. I'm not sure how she's connected.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ronda Stowers. My clients purchased the property from Mr. Lafferty on a land contract, so they have an interest in this dispute between the Harmons and Mr. Lafferty.
All right, so let's get that. Ms. Stowers, what's your P number?
64083.
And who are your clients?
Jonathan Larson and his wife. I apologize, I don't have her name pulled up at the moment.
My volume on to talk. Can they hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me call the case. This is the Ronnie and Judy Harmon Family Trust. Mr. Jones has been doing a lot of work for that entity. Ronnie Harmon is there with him. Greg Lafferty is here. Mr. Lafferty, could you turn your camera on?
I tried. It's my daughter's laptop, and I clicked on it. It just won't come on.
All right, well, you're here with us. I've advised him of his rights. This is a land contract forfeiture, and apparently Mr. Lafferty sold the property he was buying on a land contract to somebody else on a land contract. So, Mr. Jones, what do you know about this?
Well, I know that Mr. Lafferty has not paid my client since last July 25th, 2025. So he's behind. I know my clients that have met somewhat with the people who have tried to buy it and told them they had a problem, but nothing's ever happened.
All right, so are your clients, Ms. Stowers, actually living on the property?
Yes, Your Honor. I represent Jonathan Larson and Jessica Larson. They purchased the property from Mr. Lafferty in full. Their payment's been made in full, and when they didn't get a deed, they kind of followed up and kind of found out that all of this was going on. And I understood from Mr. Lafferty that he thought that he had paid his land contract in full, so we were kind of tuning in today to see what kind of proofs there were as to the full payments or whether payments are still owed, and then we could kind of go from there.
All right, well, the purchase price for the contract, according to Mr. Jones's pleading, less than 50% has been paid towards the purchase price. The selling price was $175,000. The balance due is $106,605.49. The total amount in arrears is $1,300.
13,000, Your Honor.
13,000, yes, $13,000, not 1,300, $13,000. So Mr. Lafferty had 90 days to redeem this. Mr. Jones, I'm not sure there's not some sort of fraud here to sell title to a property that you don't own. Your interests are primarily or solely of the Harmons.
Your Honor, if I may.
Where?
No, this is Greg Lafferty.
No, I'll get to you in a minute. I want to hear from Mr. Jones first.
He broke the contract.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
What's your position?
I'm sorry.
Your contention is you just want a 90-day land contract forfeiture termination.
But according to my figures, as of today, the average is $14,525.73. Because we had another month's payment plus interest.
All right. Mr. Lafferty, what's your position?
So the property was sold on a land contract first to Jonathan through a title company. Mr. and Mrs. Harmon tried to already tell me that that was illegal, and I'm assuming through their attorney, they found out that that was incorrect. It was all done part of this issue. Ron's wife, Judy. That's who I always sent the checks to. That's who I always had communication with. Now, several months ago, I sent her 2 checks totaling $30,000. One check was 20, one check was 10. And when I gave her the $20,000 check, I had asked her to break it down over or apply it to the principal or break it down over 20 months because I had a lot of things going on with my son at the time and my daughter, and I didn't want to miss a payment. I sold my home. After a conversation with Judy, I was under the impression that I had roughly at that time $14,000 left to pay off. I gave her a check for 10 grand, and I had continued to give her checks after that one. The last check
now,
that I thought,
according to Mr. Jones, no payment has been made since.
And the reason being is because I have asked Judy on many occasions to send me something showing like a ledger or something showing the breakdown and the payments applied and things like that. And I've gotten nothing but a screenshot and a text message. And I have no idea. I don't get any mail. I don't get any receipts. I didn't get anything. And after a while, just a moment. Laura, could I have some register of actions, please? When did you sell the property to the Larsons? I don't have the land contract. I sold my home and I've been digging trying to find it. I don't know the exact date. Miss Showers, I'm assuming, would have the contract. I hope. It's been approximately a year and a half or so.
I'm looking for it right now. And just for the record, Your Honor, this is the first time I'm hearing of hundreds of thousands owed. I was aware of only the 13,000 being owed, which obviously puts a different spin on this case.
That's the arrearage. The purchase price, according to the plaintiff, was $175,000, and $105,000 are unpaid, meaning that the defendant has paid about $60,000 on this $175,000 purchase price.
Our land contract with Mr. Lafferty was entered on June 7th of 2024.
All right, what we have here is a giant mess. Mr. Lafferty, I'm not very sympathetic to your position. Miss Stowers, did your client pay a lump sum?
I mean, there was a closing and they have completely paid off their land contract, which was $222,222.
Oh boy.
Of which $116,251 had been paid to the seller, with a balance that was $116,251 that was finally paid off. So yes, they've paid over $200,000 for this property.
My client has received none of those funds.
I'm sorry?
$1,000. You have $105,000 arrearage. You sell it for $225,000 and never pay off the original seller. What we have here is a great big mess. And,
I want to pay it, Your Honor. But I didn't know what was left to pay. That's what I'm trying to get at. I thought it was paid off.
No, you don't. You don't.
So it's a mess that is easily remedied.
You don't have a deed. Well, if you pay off Mr. Harmon, you don't owe.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
All right. Well, the total amount is $105,000.
Numbers before my wife passed away, she had a ledger, and that ledger stopped after she died, and Judy was doing it, and I never got anything after that. All I was doing was dropping checks off and communicating via text. I never got anything in the mail. What I'm saying is I continued to pay, but I was under the impression it was paid off. And I had this conversation with Ronda.
Stop.
Yep.
Stop telling me that, because I don't believe it. You're under the impression it was paid off. You owe $105,000. You sold a property you don't own. I would encourage both the Jones firm and the Stowers firm to make a criminal complaint. But at any rate, you can perhaps fix this by paying off the Harmons so you can get title to the property to sell it to the Larsons. The law requires that I adjourn this.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
The law requires that I adjourn this.
Okay, I don't understand.
Well, I have to set it on a date.
Oh.
And I'm trying to find a date. Today is the 21st. Are you available at 2:15 p.m. on August 3rd, Mr. Jones?
I believe so. I'll verify that. Just give me a second. August 3rd.
Ms. Stowers, when did your clients pay the last payment on the full purchase price?
I believe it would have been at the closing, Your Honor.
Rhonda, there were 3 payments made. There was one at closing, and then there were 2 additional checks paid after closing. I don't have the dates on those.
Okay.
Well, right now, I'm
They
just
were
asking
roughly 6 months apart.
when the Larsons believe they had finished purchasing the property.
Have it in my title claim or not. I was retained by the title insurance company when there wasn't able to be provided title.
What title company did it without a title search?
There was a title search done. It was done through Title Resource Agency.
I'd be interested to see the policy and any canceled checks showing there were any actual payments.
That information was given to the Harmons when they tried to serve me for illegally selling it a year ago, and they said they had consulted with you, so you should have all that.
That's not true.
I have the paperwork they sent me in the mail from your office.
That's fine.
Your
They have
Honor,
no record.
Stop. Yes?
given the disputes here about do a slightly longer adjournment so that the parties can meet and exchange the checks, the proofs, the different notices and things of that nature, I think it would be helpful.
All right, in the meantime, you're right, everybody needs to get on the same page. Maybe there's some salvation here. But apparently the Larsons have paid, they believe, in full.
Yes.
Mr. Jones says no payment has been made to the Harmons for a year. They claim their arrears is $105,000. Mr. Lafferty, if he, I guess, can pay off the Harmons, get title to the property, can complete the sale to the Larsons. But he didn't have a deed to this property when he sold it. And maybe the lawyers can help unscramble this before somebody goes to jail. All right, I'm gonna block out the rest of the morning for Friday, August 14th at 11:15 a.m. Ms. Stowers, I'm gonna put you, in fact, I'm gonna put you all in a breakout, and let you discuss what your options are. Otherwise, I'll see you on the 14th at 11:45. Mr. Lafferty, I'll put you in there also.
Just to be clear, Judge,
didn't
once
hear
we're
that,
done
Your
in the
Honor. Say
breakout
that-
room, we should leave.
Again, I'm sorry.
Yes. Unless you need further help from me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Rhonda, I'd be glad to set up an opinion here at my office anytime.
Well, go ahead and join the breakout room and you guys can discuss that. Well, we got way behind. That's a mess. All right, now let's see who all I've got here. I've got Fifth Third Bank versus Davita Alderson, and Davita Alderson is here.
Morning, Your Honor, I'm here on for plaintiff and object
Yes.
answers.
We got behind. We have
We're done with my case, right, Your Honor?
just a minute. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Well, join the breakout room, Cordell. I put Ms. Stowers in there, so we'll click the button that says join.
Okay.
I'm doing Reggie in here. I don't want to do them in here. Zoom.
Thank you.
All right, we were going fine and the wheels fell off with that case. I got a bunch of stuff that starts at 11, so let's take up Fifth Third Bank versus Davita Alderson. Miss Alderson is present. Miss Francis is here on behalf of the bank. We were here last on July 10th and the matter was continued to today. Ms. Albu was there. This is a mortgage foreclosure action. Ms. Alderson, you indicated that you had been there. The other parties Lucille Bloom and Joseph Alderson were not there. What's the status here?
Judge, if I may, we did reach an agreement with Miss Alderson.
Okay,
We have entered into a consent judgment with Mr. Vida Alderson with a writ date of moving out by 9/20/26. And so then I believe that was submitted to the court already. And then we would just request a default judgment as to the other defendants and all occupants for the same writ date of 9/20/26.
it was. 56-day rule for issue of the writ is waived. The date is September 20th of 2026. Is it a consent as to Miss Alderson?
Yes.
And as a default as to Lucille Bloom and Joseph Alderson? The appeal date is still July 31st. All right. Ms. Francis, thank you. You helped us catch up a little bit. We got behind. But Ms. Alderson, I'll send you a copy of that. You have until July 20th to vacate, or you're subject to being evicted. And the others are under the same umbrella. Do you have any
It should be
questions?
September 20th.
September 20th, yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I hope the rest of your docket catches up.
It's gonna catch up all right. I'm gonna go all the way till 6 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Thank you.
Next is First National Bank versus Jenna Gibson. No one appears to be here on behalf of Jenna Gibson. Mr. Keith Sutteroff is here. There's a telephone number. Is that Jenna Gibson?
Yeah, that's me.
All right, well, I can't tell from your phone. Let me give you a
I know.
name.
I couldn't get the Zoom, and this was easier.
That's easier for you, not so much for me. All right, Miss Gibson is here, and Miss Curtis is here. Lakeisha Machina Curtis.
Come on, don't say my government name like that, bro.
All right, well, could you say it for me, please? Ma'am, my name's not bro, my name is Judge Jeffrey Middleton. Would you?
No, I'm
state
talking
your
to my
name?
babes. He was just
All
calling
right.
me. You want to
All right,
see
well,
him?
pay attention.
Right here.
All right, well, you're in a court proceeding.
Okay.
And so.
I apologize.
All right, you're a tenant in a landlord-tenant proceeding. Ms. Gibson, you are as well. As such, you have certain rights. You have a right to hire a lawyer. If you can't afford a lawyer, you can see if legal aid would be willing to represent you. You can seek other legal representation. We do not have court-appointed counsel in civil matters. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to demand a jury trial, and if you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this first court appearance or make the demand in writing within 5 days and pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives it for your inability to pay it. If your landlord has asked you to move because you have unpaid rent, you may be able to get emergency financial assistance from the Department of Health and Human Services, Community Action Agency, Neighborhood Inc., VA, or other source for emergency financial assistance. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that would result in the case being settled with a conditional order of dismissal. If that happens, we have the attorney prepare the order. And you may be able to reach an agreement by going through mediation. If both parties are interested, the court can make that referral. All right.
think we
Next matter we're going to take up is First National Bank versus Jenna Gibson. Attorney Sutteroff is here on behalf of the plaintiff. File number is 261126SP. This is a land contract forfeiture matter. Mr. Sutteroff, what's the circumstance here?
Good morning, may it please the court. Keith Satirov, P 42904, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff. This is a land contract forfeiture, Your Honor. There's been non-payment on the land contract forfeiture dating back to January. So that'd be about 7 payments through today. There's been a payment of the 2025 taxes by my client and other charges. And we're looking for judgment today of $10,638.62. Less than half has been paid. Therefore, the defendant would have 90 days to pay or would forfeit the property.
I talked to the legal department and I thought we reached an agreement of 4 payments.
Well, we aren't there yet, and that perhaps could be done. I'm looking at the actual land. If you've paid less than 50% of the land contract price, you have 90 days to redeem it. If you've paid more than 50% of the price, you have 180 days to redeem it. But I'm unclear on the pleadings here. Your arrearage through July is $10,638.62. If you pay that in 4 payments within 90 days, you could get the contract back in order. I can't even find it. I'm finding it. Here we go. The land contract was for $98,000. Less than 50% has been paid on that land contract. The law requires that I adjourn this matter at least 7 days. So you have talked to the legal department about a payment plan?
Yes.
Okay. Who is the legal department at the bank?
Yeah, I talked to Whitney at First National. And
right.
Rob, spoke with Rob yesterday. And he told me the same thing. 3 payments. It was $2,800, and that they would put me on a payment plan after that.
All right, well, that's well and good. If they can agree to that, that's okay with me. But I'm going to continue this because the law requires that I do that.
I'm just going to check, Your Honor. Thank you. August 3rd at 2:30, you said?
Yes.
August 3rd. Is that a month? That's a Monday.
That's a Monday. We normally do landlord-tenant on Monday and Friday, but this is an exception because it's a long story.
Okay. I have an appointment until 3 o'clock. What time did this court say?
I could do it at 3:30.
3:30 should be good, Your Honor.
All right. That's right in the middle of our landlord, our small claims docket, but we should be able to make it. I'm going to continue this to Monday, August 3rd at 3:30. Now, Miss Gibson,
yes.
We'll see if we can run down that other information. Now, when we're here next on August 3rd, I'd give you 90 days to pay the arrearage, or the contract would be subject to foreclosure and you'd be subject to eviction. Now, we're going to be in a new month of August, so the number is going to increase by August rent. So it's going to be over $11,000. And if you have 90 days to redeem that, which would be August, September, October, early November, you could make the lump payments to get it caught up. They could agree to put you on a payment plan and you could maintain your tenancy.
I'll give them a call.
All right, thank you. Okay, I'll
Thank
see you
you.
on August 3rd, and I'd rather you were here by Zoom rather than just by telephone. So let's see if we can make that happen.
I couldn't
Okay.
find the meeting number
All
on the
right, well, if
paper.
you have, it's on there. If you have a question, call the court and we'll see if we can help you.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just to confirm, August 3rd at 3:30 by Zoom.
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Kemple Johnson, which case are you here for?
Your Honor, I was here for the motion for relief from consent judgment on Kowalski. We weren't sure if it was still going or not, so we wanted to just err on the side of caution here.
It's not on the docket for this morning, so I don't know if it's been resolved or they moved it.
Okay. We assumed with it getting resolved last week.
All right, I think it's
Hello?
been resolved.
Oh, okay. You probably gonna call
All
me.
right, thank you. All right.
All right, so.
Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, next, our last case of the civil docket is Lamp and Key versus Lakeisha Machina Curtis. That's you?
Yes.
Mr. Howard Bush is here with me live in the courtroom on behalf of the plaintiff, and Diana Lamont, the manager of Lamp and Key Properties, is also present. Mr. Bush, what's the current arrearage?
The current arrearage, and I have a spreadsheet that I would offer to the judge, is 2 months rent at $1,300 per month plus a $25 late fee, which totals $2,650.
All right, we're still in the mental
fees. I would offer spreadsheet.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Curtis, they say that you're 2 months behind in rent. I guess that would be June and July.
That is correct.
Yes.
The court costs here are $55 filing fee, $39.92 service fee, and a $75 statutory attorney fee, which is $169.92 plus $26.50 is $2,819.92. That's what they contend is due and owing. Have you asked for any emergency help?
I call everybody. Even when I go to Pivotal, I get service from them. I go to Michigan Works, I get service from them. They just turned on my cash decision, but I had to pay my storage in order to get in there and get stuff and move stuff around just in case this do happen. I mean,
right, well,
I'm doing all I can, and at the same time, I'm having these mental breakdowns. So,
well, it's hard. Now, rent is quite substantial, $1,300
and then
a
on top
month.
of that, I put in the application downstairs. They still ain't called.
All right,
I was
well,
willing to work to stay here. Nobody called.
all right, well, all right. The rent is gonna be another month due on August 1st. You can't afford to stay here, it doesn't sound like. Do you have any source of income?
At this moment, I just got cash assistance turned on, and I went through hell and back doing that.
Miss Lamont, was she placed by Keystone or somebody?
Yes, was placed
She
by
was, Your
Keystone.
Honor, and it also includes all her utilities.
And when was she first placed there?
In November.
And then Keystone funding ran out after May?
No.
It ran out in April. She paid 1 month's rent. So then May and June has not, or June and July has not been paid.
Miss Curtis, this happens a lot. They're placed by Keystone or other agency. This is market rent. The subsidy runs out and then you're owed the rent. You can't afford to live here. Your rent's $1,300 a month and you don't have any source of income. They're asking you to pay the rent or move out. And the law requires that I adjourn this matter at least 7 days. And so by the time we hear this again, you're gonna know another month's rent of $1,300. So you indicated you've like started planning to move. That would be my advice. Once Keystone stops paying your rent, you can't afford to live here. I'm going to set this for 8:45 on Friday, July 31st. Does that work for you, Mr. Bush?
Yes.
All right. It doesn't look like there's an emergency financial help coming. Rob? I'm gonna take a break in about 1 minute.
Do you want that courtroom period?
Are you done?
Oh, we're all sitting there. I signed out.
Yes.
In case you want to use.
All right. All right, we're gonna adjourn this to July 31st at 8:45. Miss Curtis, I would give you 10 additional days from that day to move. So I would plan on trying to vacate by August 10th, because you're gonna owe almost $4,000 by that time, and you don't have the ability to pay that. You did a good job of logging in early and on time, and I do appreciate that. But for now, this matter's continued to Friday, 31st of July at 8:45. All right, thank you. All right, Meg, thanks for your help this morning. That completes our docket. I'm about to shift gears and go into the courtroom. I'm gonna shut this down. Thank you all.
Enjoy the
You're
rest
good
of
to
your time off after today.